Hello, and welcome to another public class from hollytreeenglish.com. My name is Teacher Holly, and this is session 1 of today's conversation class. If you are subscribed to the mailing list for joining public classes, please check your inbox or spam folder and find the link to join us. I expect that it will be a fun class today because we are going to share some favorite memories and practice English. And because this is my favorite time of year. Welcome, gentlemen. We have Marco, we have Akakin, we have, and my mind went blank, we have Rafa.
That's right.
Okay, I think I got everyone. How are you guys?
Perfect.
Yes, I'm fine. Same old, same old.
Same old, same old. Okay, so Rafa is perfect. Akaken is same old. How are things in Italy, Marco?
In Italy, it's a normal day in winter. Not so cold, but fortunately, it's not raining, so it's a good day.
Yay!
Fine. Even for me, it's not so fine because in 2 hours I have to go to my night shift. But I hope to have fun with you and other friends now.
All right, a little fun before you go to work. That's a good idea.
Yeah, right. Thanks.
You have a very emotionally difficult job sometimes. So having a little fun before you go is a good idea.
Yes, like to to have some relief, before going to work is a good way to go there a little with good inclination, for my night shift, because very long time before going home tomorrow morning. But I love my job.
Good.
So please go on.
Yes. All right. So today is a very, we can say, loose. It means not very controlled class as usual for conversation classes. But I'm going to be a mean teacher and ask Rafa to be the first one to share a favorite memory because he was first to class, and that's what happens when you're first to class.
I'll take in count for the next class. Talking about good memories.
Hopefully.
Yeah. I hope I can find.
Oh my gosh.
Just you said before memories. I was thinking when I was young and when I bought my first motorbike, and it was a kind of nice memory because it involves a kind of emotion related with freedom or with become adult or growing up. And because it was when I was 18 years old, and it was a kind of nice experience, feeling free, going to with another mate with motorbike. And I remember this, it was a Vespa. This kind of motorbike is from Italy too. And it's called Vespa. It's a kind of mop. It was pretty interesting. And I remember trying to fix with my mate at the school, more than fixing travels, what we been trying to fix. But this is a good memory for me.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like it. I'm not into motorbikes, but if you are, that's a good memory. Mm-hmm. Okay. Who's my next victim? Marco.
Okay, I'm here just to share one of my best memories of my past. I don't know if you know about my age, but I'm not so young. I am 54 years old, and so fortunately, I have been able to build many memories. But one of them is in some way related with Rafa just told us, because even in my young age, I had a mythical Vespa, the same the same brand of the motorbike, of moped, because it's a very famous Italian brand for this kind of motorbike. And I was in my 18 years old, and it was in the very last 1980. So at those time, with my girlfriend Maria, that she became my wife and is still my wife now, and with my best friend at those time, Maurizio, and his girlfriend Paula, we wanted to celebrate the night of the New Year's Eve at our favorite disco. Its name was Red Planet, obviously in Italian called Pianeta Rosso, but in English Red Planet, the name of that kind of disco. But there was, I remember, a little problem, a little inconvenience. We had only our little motorbike to get there. But you can perfectly imagine, we were on the 31st of December, and the temperature outside was really cold. At least 5 or 6 degrees below the zero. But you know, at that age, however, nothing could scare us. No, we were so determined. Nothing and no one would stop us to get to the disco. So we did. After some suffering, we reached the disco, and we had been dancing for hours and hours. Never we got tired. We were, you know, we were in the plenty of our youth. And just at the midnight, I remember, after midnight, we made a toast all together. And I remember like it were right now, we kissed each other. And it was such a long kiss. And I knew at the time that it was true love with my girlfriend and I. And I can affirm without a shadow of a doubt that today we are still married together. So that's one of my best memories that I have from my youth.
Aww.
That's it.
I love it.
Thanks. I love it too, because you remember when
Of
I
course.
was yes, no, I'm joking, but you can imagine, no, at those time with my girlfriend, both of us, we couldn't know that one day we would get married. So now, after 27 years of marriage, we are still together with 2 sons, you know, with some ups and downs, but I love remembering that time with great nostalgia or something like that.
Definitely.
Yes.
Marco, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself when you're not speaking,
Okay.
because we're getting some echo sometimes. So.
Okay, I do immediately.
And you have good speakers. Okay, welcome, Mohammed. Uh-oh, is he muted? Yeah, Mohammed, you are muted. Can you please click the microphone button and unmute yourself to say hello? Or not? Okay. Ken, Aka Ken, have you got a story to tell us? Pleasant memory to share.
Okay. The memory to share. Yeah, since I like music, so I have a lot of concerts. And my first concert is Queen's concert, and it was the first experience of rock concert. And at the beginning, I was surprised at the loud sound of the concert venue, because I've never heard such loud sound before, because they boost. Maybe in the past, rock concert volume is louder than now. After that, maybe hearing aid problem happened. So maybe nowadays I can hear people who besides me's voice, but at that time I have to shout, "Ah, nice!" or something like that. It's loud sound. Also, it's a special lighting effect, or also at that time there's no music video, so I just seen my favorite musician on the magazine, but that favorite musician moves on the stage on real. So it's just exciting. Also, and then I saw a lot of concerts. And nowadays, concert technology developed. Not only the sound is not so loud, too loud like in before, and sound is much more clear, I think. Also, the speakers on the stage, now there is no speaker on the stage, PA speaker on the stage. Speaker always hang from the roof. Also, the numbers of speakers less and less. Maybe they can get good quality sound with less speakers because of current technology. Also, in the big stadium, Paul McCartney played in a indoors baseball stadium, and then he usually the big projector project his movie as well on live. So even though there are people like me who are very far away from the stage can watch him very closely. Also, one nice thing he used this time, he translate simultaneous translation appeared on the screen too as well when he talking with audience, so audience can fully understand what he's talking on the stage even though he's speaking in English. Yeah, maybe that's fun or kind of thing. Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, so your first concert. I think I have only been to maybe 2 concerts in my lifetime, and they weren't rock because I do not like loud noises at all. So, okay, so we have 2 more students with us. We have Lijash and we have
Hi.
Mohammed. 1 second. Mohammed, this time you are not muted, so can you say hello to us?
Hello.
Hi. Okay, so Lijash, it is your chance now to share a favorite memory with us. Are you ready?
It's okay. I'm ready.
All right, go ahead.
And nice to meet you all, firstly. And my most memorable moment is my school days. And it was an unforgettable moment in my life. I have enjoyed with my friends. I had enjoyed with my friends a lot. There are there were so many recreational things, and I enjoyed my school life very well.
Nice.
And that's all about my
Okay.
memorable moment in school.
I wanted to make
And
sure. I did not want to interrupt.
A little bit excited with this call. Unfortunately, I connected with you Hangout. Anyway, thanks for accepting me and joining with you.
Sure. Welcome to class.
Thank you very much. I'm a little bit excited for that. Sorry for that. I currently I can't say more than
okay.
this.
Okay, Muhammad, it's your turn to share a pleasant memory or a favorite. We say favorite memory.
Awesome.
Oh, you are muted. Click the microphone again. Yeah, okay, now you can speak. Muhammad, hello? Oh, goodness. I think he is having connection problems, perhaps. All right. I am going to give the class a choice because I want you to have plenty of speaking time, but I am ready to share a favorite memory if you want to hear it. If you would rather have more speaking time for yourselves, that's fine. So what do you think?
I'd
like to hear your story, Holly.
Okay, we know Marco. Sorry, Rafa, I didn't catch what you said.
I prefer hear your story too.
Oh, okay.
Yes, same as me.
Okay. Our other two gentlemen are having connection problems or something. So, okay. All right. So, maybe it sounds a little strange to a lot of people, but I have a lot of memories to choose from, and the one that I chose is remembering when I got my first computer. And I'll tell you why it's significant is because, as you know, I have to use special software when I use the computer. And at that time, year was 2002, the special software wasn't really available on the Mac. The best option was Windows. And if you wanted to use Windows, you had to purchase the special software. Well, I had the opportunity to get a Windows computer with the special software. And I was already almost 19 years old. So before this time, we had a computer in the house, but I could not use it unless I had someone clicking and typing for me. So this was my computer, and finally I could really surf the internet. I could find music. I could play music if I wanted to. I could type anything I wanted to. You know, write papers without assistance because I was in university. And also, I had special software that allowed me to scan a book. And we have a law in this country that allows people with disabilities to scan books, and no prison. And I was able to scan a book, and I had special software that would find the text on the page and read it. And I love books. I love reading stories. So finally, I could read any book I wanted to. It was great. Yeah, so that's one of my pleasant memories.
I can feel even your excitement at those times when you got your computer and discovering new beautiful things.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it was wonderful. And we also have a special library in the States. It's an online library, and you have to choose, or sorry, you have to show proof that you have a text disability. So either there is some reason that you can't read print, or that you can't read printed books very well. And you can access this library for a small membership fee, and it's legal. You can download the book as long as you're a member, and you can also contribute to the library. So you can scan a book with the special software and then upload it so that other people can read. And they have agreements now. At the time, 2002, they didn't have really agreements like this, but now they have agreements with publishers, a lot of publishers, and the publishers provide the ebooks for this purpose. So it's really great. If you are like me and you enjoy reading books, now I can access them.
Great.
Okay, so now we are back to Rafa. Have you got another story to share with us?
I don't know why, but another memory that came out to my mind right now, came up to my mind right now, is when I got bicycle. I was only 6 years old or something like that, or 7. And at the beginning, it was so expensive to have bicycle, at least for my family. And we went to an important park here in Madrid called the Retiro, and you could hire bicycles there for 1 hour or something like that. And we hired this kind of bicycle, and was so excited the first time I bicycle that the next day I had a pneumonia, a flu, because I was the whole day. It was a big effort, and later could afford buying the bicycle, and I got the bicycle brand new. And I remember that moment so incredible, because it means 2 things. One, my parents could afford this kind of expensive gift, at least when at that time. Nowadays you can buy very easy a bicycle, but I was talking about the 60s and or 70s, and it was more difficult, at least here in my country. And one reason first, could afford this gift, and on the other hand is a kind of autonomy as you with your computer. I became more independent from my parents. I could go to different places with my bike, later with my motorbike, with my Vespa. But yeah, it was a kind of get another step in the of a child in the independence of from my parent, and it was so nice and also interesting.
It sounds like it. Yeah. Independence is great.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Who was next? Marco.
Yes. And even my second memory is related to my very child age, when I was only 9 or 10 years old. And at those time, all I needed was only staying with my friends. We got together after lunch, and after did a bit of homework, we were immediately ready to play football. We love in Italy, but also in Spain, I bet all the most, especially of course boys, love playing football, and we spent mostly our free time by playing football, and we could play for hours, virtually non stop. But I have at this time I had a special friend of mine. His name was Andrea, and with him another great way to spend our time was to discover, to walk around my city, Pisa. And in the late of the 60s, there weren't a lot of cars like in this modern time, you know. And the parents were they acted different from now. They weren't so worried about leaving us to discover a new part of our city, and then we walked for hours to discover new place in my city. And I still remember a little anecdote. One day during this hour walking, we met an adult man, and it was first time we saw him, because my city is really close. Sorry, it's really little, and we thought to get to know many people. So that man was the first time we saw him, and also he had a strange accent. So he asked us some indication about getting us straight, and then after we said what we wanted to know, ourselves asked him, excuse me, but where are you from? You don't come from Pisa, do you? In fact, he answered, exactly, guys. I am from Livorno. Livorno is a close city to Pisa, only 20 kilometers. But at this time, looking at a people or a man that came from a city that we never visited was something that left us open mouthed, because in our mind we thought, how long did it take, to get Pisa from Livorno? But of course now it's completely different. At this time we were so naive, and I think in the 60s, compared to this time, life was simple and more genuine, and now after 40 years, after 2 sons, after my job, I am completely different. I'm not so naive like when I was 9 or 10 years.
No.
That's my other good memory.
Yeah.
Because I think like Rafa, like Aka, or like you, Holly, we love, remembering when we were so young, because we thought at this time that everything is going well. We love our parents. We thought that anyone can make bad action or things like that, But when you are an adult, completely change your mind, about these kind of things.
Yes, it's too bad, but it's true.
Yeah. That's it. Okay.
Okay. So now it's Aka Ken's turn. You are on the spot.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. When I was a kid, my mother took me to the different town, and my relative, how can I say, welcome to her and me, and we got on a taxi, and then we reached to the gate. In the gate, I remember African American personnel check some document. My mother showed him a document, and then we passed through the gate. Do you know what it is?
Mm-hmm.
It's a American base camp, American Army base camp, I think.
Oh.
So
military. Yeah.
You need show the document to the official to pass through the gate, and inside the gate, scenery is completely different from ordinary scenery in Japan.
Yeah.
It's like virtual America. So I was surprised at the scenery, and we reached to my relative house, and they have 3 daughters. One, Michelle is a small. Michelle is a baby. She didn't talk at that time, but Cassie and Lucy could talk, and Lucy is the same age as mine. So we talk. At that time, they were bilinguals, so they can switch language. So when they talk to their parents, they spoke English. So I was surprised that why they could change the language. That's a kind of primal motivation to learn English. Maybe, yeah. At that time, I decided someday I would talk English like then, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Longer learning, and after several maybe decades later, they came back America. In the end, because they are Japan is their temporary residence.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe the fathers retired military. I'm not sure the exact reason, but anyway, they returned to the United States, and we met several, maybe 2 decades later. And yes, they grew up. Also, I grew up. And
Are you sure?
yeah.
Are you sure you grew up?
How many hours? But anyway, long hours later, they came back to Japan. We met, but they forgot a lot of Japanese. So I talk them in English. Also, their mother is a Japanese, but still, sometime in the first 3 days or so, she's talking English while she's talking in Japanese. That kind of phenomena is happening also. So I think, language is maybe to keep bilingual situation is very difficult, because they said they are going to the Sunday school in the Buddhist facility or something to keep their Japanese, but I think it's not enough to keep their Japanese. So they just now talk simple Japanese only, or yeah, maybe yeah. So yeah, that's a kind of story from this time to me. Okay, thank you.
Oh, funny. Ooh, I'm getting an echo from someone.
Okay, I mute.
Yeah, I couldn't tell who it was. Yeah, it was you. Okay. Nice story. Yeah, bilingual situations are very difficult because the research shows that the children, if you want to raise children who are bilingual or trilingual, whatever, they need to They need to be exposed to each language an equal amount of time, if possible. So let's say the mother is Russian, the father is German, and they're in the United States. They need equal time with English, German, and Russian. So what might happen is the father tries to spend equal time with the child and only speaks German to the child, and speaks German with the mother maybe when he's around. And the mother does the same with Russian, speaks only Russian to the child, and then the child maybe spends time in daycare or something and gets English, something like that. But this kind of thing is very hard to maintain, hard to create a situation like this and maintain. Maybe easier for 2 languages, but okay, but that's a topic for another day. Today, let's see, another story, a short one. Yeah, so funny story. Here we go. Not exactly a totally pleasant memory, but not a bad one. I moved into I lived in an apartment for a short time when I was in my 20s, and I love animals. And for a long time, I didn't have any animals, probably about 5 years. And one day I was spending the day with my friend, and we went into a pet store just to look at the animals. Sometimes in the pet stores here, you can hold the animals, which was really great. And I held a mouse, and I really loved it. And my mother hates mice, but I like them. I think they're interesting. So I was holding a mouse, and I decided, wow, this is really great. I think I could handle taking care of mice. So the next day, I went with my friend, and I bought 4 mice because they're very social animals. I ended up going to a different store, unfortunately. This turned out to be a very, very bad decision because the mice at this store were not used to being held. They were very crazy, moving all the time and not used to people. They were cute, but I took them home, and the next day the trouble started because I got Houdini mouse. And if you don't know who Houdini is, Houdini was a famous magician years ago. and he was famous for being able to escape from anything. So I tell people that I got Houdini Mouse and her 3 crazy sisters because they kept escaping, and my family had to help me catch them because they were little and I'm blind and I couldn't find them.
Horrible.
So later on, I moved to guinea pigs, which was a much better decision. I really love guinea pigs, and they don't usually like to escape. They like their cages. They like their homes. So much better choice.
I can
Nice.
imagine your mother.
Oh yeah. Well, thankfully she didn't live with me. I was living with a roommate, but yeah, my mother wasn't
no,
exactly
sorry, yeah.
happy, but yeah, she said, "Don't expect me to stay the night with you or anything."
Yeah. I imagine.
But she kind of liked my guinea pigs though. She doesn't mind guinea pigs. She's not afraid of them. But mice and snakes, no way.
Oh, no.
And I like snakes.
But not in the same cage. Not in the same cage.
Oh, heck no. All right. So let's
Great,
see
great.
if Rafa, do you have any funny stories?
Funny. Mm. The first memory it came to my mind is when we were 18 years old or something, or 19 years old, we went to Ibiza. Ibiza is a famous island area between Italy and Spain. It's pretty beautiful, one of the most beautiful I see. And there many people go there to hippies, young people. There are a lot of disco there, and you can enjoy with freedom in the nature. There are many beaches, and you can find beaches, nice beaches, beautiful beaches. And 2 friends of mine are eating a lot, a kind of mixture called peppermint. Peppermint is a green beverage, alcoholic beverage in color. And they were drinking for the whole night this kind of cognac called peppermint with the green color. And at the next day, we could see with all the hair in green, with all the t-shirt in green, the trouser in green. It's due to this kind of green beverage where X about the green color and something like that. Interesting, but an alcoholic story from the jazz. That's all.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Yet this is another reason why I don't drink alcohol. Because I need my brain.
Okay.
No, I need my brain working correctly. I have enough problems trying to move around and take care of my dog and take care of my business and everything without.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
But how Akaken said before, it was from salad days. If I get correctly, when you have no idea what are you doing, you are unconscious or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, the days when you think absolutely nothing will happen, nothing will go wrong.
Yeah.
You think you
Yeah.
are invincible, is what we say.
Invincible.
Invincible means nothing and no one can harm you.
A stupid theory.
Yeah. Okay, Marco, you're up.
Yes.
And your wife is vacuuming.
I have a short I have a short memory from my first trip to Sheffield in UK 3 years ago. My little son Fabio and I we went to Sheffield to watch our beloved football team, Sheffield Wednesday, and of course it was our first time there. And so we got on a bus. It was full, plenty of Sheffield Wednesday fans. So you can imagine we were extremely excited, no, by listening all this English voice chanting and speaking, about Sheffield Wednesday. Even for us, it wasn't so easy to catch all the speeches. But all of a sudden, while we were going to the stadium, Sheffield Wednesday fans stood up and immediately he started to sing, but not what you can imagine an English song, but an Italian song from a famous classical music. Maybe all of you know Luciano Pavarotti or Andrea Bocelli, no? Famous classical singer, famous in all over the world. And this Englishman, he started to sing Nessun Dorma from Giacomo Puccini famous opera, the Turandot, that is set in Japan. Maybe Haka, no, I don't know. So my son and I, we stared at each other in completely surprised, because we didn't expect listening an Italian song. And in my mind, a question came up. Maybe will they discover that we are Italians? So, but of course, it wasn't so. But however, it was a great surprise for us here, an Italian song while we were going to Sheffield Stadium. That's my funny story.
Yeah, definitely unexpected.
Yes, completely unexpected.
Okay, Rafa, see you
but
later.
It was like being at home a bit.
Yes, unexpected is funny. What am I trying to say? Okay, I can't speak English anymore. I need to choose another language. Seriously, I sometimes when something happens that you don't expect, I think the only thing you can do is laugh. That is your only option. Okay, so Rafa had to say goodbye, which means that Mr. Akaken, you are up sooner than you thought.
Yeah, I was thinking about a song, and there are some famous Italian song, Funiculi Funicula. Also, Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe Marco knows.
Great, Aga. A Napolitan song from Naples.
Yeah.
Great.
When it's my turn to share a memory, I've got actually a memory about an Italian song, so I'll share that one. But first, it's Aga's turn.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes I often chat with my American friend, and sometimes during chat, sometimes I teach Japanese because he wanted to learn Japanese. So he asked me how to say where are you in Japanese. So I answered it is said doko in Japanese, and several days later when we were chatting, suddenly he said doke.
Oh no.
Doke.
Mm-hmm.
Doke, it sounds, doko and doke, it sounds similar, but doke means get away. So I thought maybe I interfere his conversation, so he want me to be quiet. So I remain quiet, and both of us quiet. Then I said, something strange, and say, and I ask you, and I realized, okay, he misunderstood the word pronunciation. Doko was doke. Yeah, and he laughed. Yeah, sometimes this kind of misunderstanding is funny. Yeah,
That's very funny. Yeah.
Also,
Yeah.
I think Japanese has a lot of synonyms, homonyms. I mean, because Japanese sound is, I think, less than English sounds, so it has a lot of homonym. Like it's not a homonym, but same sound word, different meaning words a lot in Japanese. So it's confusing actually.
Yeah, doke and doko. I can understand that. English, sometimes that happens with English, like ruble, for example. Ruble is the name for the Russian currency, but ruble is the name for like what is left after you destroy something, like a building or a city. And so I have to tell some of my students, be careful when you pronounce. There are other examples like cheap and sheep. You have to be careful with those.
Mm-hmm. I see. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now for my story. So I was actually in choir, one of the school choir, when I was in junior high. And in the United States, when you're in choir, you learn kind of a mix of music. Sometimes you learn sort of spiritual Christian theme music, and sometimes you learn classical songs. Sometimes you learn songs from American history, like This Land Is Your Land, or we learned The Colorado Trail was the one that we learned. But sometimes you also learn sort of, I guess, more classical, I don't know, you learn songs in other languages. And so we actually had to learn this little, Marco, you can tell me if this is a common lullaby or what, but we had to learn a song, Dormi, dormi, bel bambin.
This it's a rhyme when you would like that your baby is getting to sleep, you know. It's like in Italian we say ninna nanna when you try to sing soothing, you know, soothing songs and letting your baby sleep, no? Rhymes, no? In English, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very famous Italian Ninna Nanna.
Ninna Nanna. Okay. This one, in English, we call this a lullaby. a lullaby is a song that you sing when you want children to go to sleep, and there are many of them. But we had to learn this little lullaby for what do you call it, for choir, and then of course we had to sing it in concert. And I like to practice it once in a while just to see if I can still remember how to sing it. Ken, I think someone is messaging in the Hangout too because they're having problems. Can you try to help them a little bit, please?
Okay. So how can I help?
If you go to the, not the Google chat, but the regular Hangout chat, it seems like someone is sending, wait, maybe not?
Google Chat, you mean?
No.
How about chat?
Yeah, in the regular Hangout. On the Hangout page in Google Hangouts. Or maybe they're just trying to get in contact me, I'm not sure.
Yeah, Google system is complicated. So yeah, I know what you mean.
You have the video call page, and then you have the main, the main Hangout page. And Mohammed is.
In this screen, I just see the Google Chat.
Yeah, so you have to actually, I think, okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But sometimes if I open the Google, yeah, some text chat kind of thing appears, but I don't know how to reach that. That's a problem.
Yeah, no, it's to reach that. Okay, this will be useful for both of you if you ever need it. When you have a video hangout, there are actually two chats. There is the Google chat in the video hangout screen.
Okay.
Like I'm going to, like this. And then if you go to, was it google.hangouts.com, which is the normal page for Google Hangouts, if you just want to contact someone, other messages will show there.
Okay. Hangout page.
Oops. No, I wasn't typing it. Hold on.
Google Hangout.
Yeah, because Mohammed was trying to join us again and he was not able to.
Could you copy the URL, google.com?
It's Google. Is it google.hangouts?
Sorry, Holly. I have to go. I want to give a hello to you and Haka. Bye. See you next week.
Bye.
Have a nice weekend.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Bye. Oh, it was only a pleasure for me. Always. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, this address. Okay. Yes, copy and paste.
And I'm actually going to say goodbye to everyone, and then we can figure this out. So I want to say to anyone who has chosen to watch, I want to say thank you very, very much for watching. And of course, thank you to everyone who has joined the class, and we'll see you next time.